Thanks, John. So tonight I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about some new features that are available in some of the newer mobile browsers. As John said, I've got some demos, so if you want to jump on to my Wi-Fi, you can hit that IP address. It's got some demos that you can play with as you go through. So the API provides two new features, and these are events that you can use to measure both the speed of movement of your device as you kind of move it around like this, so forward, backward, up and down, as well as the orientation of your device. So you can kind of measure how far the tilt is moving on your phone, as well as the kind of compass and whatnot in there too. Support's a little bit patchy at the moment, so you have to kind of code a little bit defensively for that. But you know, if you've got access to it, then it's you can get some good effects coming out of it. If you do decide to use this, then bear in mind, first of all, the spec's still in draft. So as I found out after having spent a couple of days coding the other day, browser manufacturers are still changing how they're implementing this stuff. So you might be up for a full rewrite, you know, a couple of days out before a presentation, which is always fun. And then, you know, but what I'm trying to do as well is that there's some inconsistencies across the various browsers. So up on my GitHub, probably this weekend, will be some cleaned up code that I use for this that kind of deals with some of those inconsistencies between the various browsers. So let's have a look at what you can kind of get access to. So you can play around with this on your phone if you can get access to it. But basically, what you end up with is some data coming out of your phone. Unfortunately, my phone's gone to sleep. And so what this does is it allows you to get the accelerometer as well as the gyroscope data coming through from your phone. So one's just stalled there, which I'm really happy about. There we go. So as you can see, if I shake my phone around, the data up the top there starts moving, showing how much force is being applied to my phone. So we can use this to kind of work out what direction the phone is traveling in. And then the gyro data down the bottom there, you can see as I tilt my phone around, this is showing the angle of tilt on each of the three axes there. And the bottom number there is the compass, so as I turn that around, you can see it's giving my compass heading. So this is all just streaming up using WebSockets with Django Socket IO, so you can actually see what's coming through on my phone. So you can have a little play around with that on your device if you've got one. So how do we use it? It's pretty straightforward. They come through as two new events, as I say, so it's really just a case of registering a handler to deal with them. That function there, the device orientation function, is the library that I use to normalize some of the data to make it clean and on spec. And then really I'm not doing it too much magic here. Literally it's just pulling out the various values and then pumping them through into some elements on the page. So that's exactly how I use that to build the demo that you just saw. Device motion works pretty much exactly the same way. So I just register a listener and then pull it through, clean it up, as I say, using the library. And then one thing to note with the device motion component is that it gives you two objects. One is acceleration and one is acceleration including gravity. At the moment, none of the browser makers are providing you with the non-gravity version of it, so you have to use this object here, including gravity. So you just, again, pulling out the X, Y, and Z values, and then you can push that through onto the browser screen. So now we've got some access to this. What sort of things can we do with it? Well, one option is you can build a little seismograph. So if you jump onto this website, isthisanearthquake.com, you can create your own earthquake by shaking your phone around. And what happens is you can see one that I did earlier where it just uses a little canvas element and then paints the motion of your phone onto the canvas, and it kind of tickers along like the old school kind of seismographs with the needle. So well worth checking that out. Thank you. And finally, here's a little demo that I set up called Tank Tag. So if you jump on there, I'll just flip to that. And basically what this is doing, so there's a few on there already, is you can control the little tanks just using the tilt on your phone. So tilting it backwards and forwards turns you left and right, and then tilting it forwards and back accelerates you or decelerates you. So there's a few players on there now, which is quite good. So we've got Kevin, looks like he might be the leader at the moment with 12 kills. So this is one neat little application that you can do with it. So this is just using Django Socket IO. to get the data up there. And one thing that you do need to bear in mind with this is that these events fire pretty much as fast as your phone can generate them. So if you do this over 3G, you'll kill someone's network. So I actually use a limiter that just sends one sort of pole every sort of 1/10 of a second, just so that I'm not killing your network. But over Wi-Fi, it's kind of okay. So that's what I know, and you can come and talk to me about it afterwards.
That's sensational.